Tortora, WakeUpCall, DT.com. You and I were just talking about it, the transfer portal as well as retention. So I know you brought in some guys from Butler, Baylor, Missouri, to name a few, and then you also were able to retain. So what does this roster look like for you this season with that mix?
Well, I mean, it starts with these guys here. You know, we retained half of our roster, which was very critical for us because we feel like we do a good job identifying, you know, young men that could really compete in the ACC, but also are great students, have great character. So once we get them on campus, if we can keep them, they're going to develop and they're going to become special. So I think it starts with the retention. It's more important than the transfer portal. And so to have, you know, 6 of our players from last year return, and 5 of those 6 all play significant minutes, is very exciting. But yeah, I do agree. You know, we needed some help, and so we went into the portal. We were prepared for the portal. We knew exactly what we were looking for. So we got bigger and longer and more athletic and more experience out of the portal. Certainly Bowden Capkey coming from Butler, you know, being a third-year player, played in the Big East. He's 6'11", he's 255 pounds. Really good player, is budding, ready to break out. You know, Aiden Shaw was at Missouri. Seen a little bit of everything. You know, he's been to the NCAA tournament. He's been through a year where they didn't win any games in the SEC, so he's got a lot of experience. But he's a great person. He's one of the better athletes on our team at 6'9". Jason Asamoto came from Baylor, 6'9" wing, really good player that's going to flourish eventually. And then the guy you didn't mention is from South Dakota, Chase Forte. So I think in the portal we did great. We had good freshmen come in. Our freshmen really want to be at BC. They're special players and special people. So I really like our roster.
Donald, Dan Tortora, WakeUpCall, DT.com. I want to make sure I quote you here. It says, when I first committed to BC, I committed to change the culture and help BC basketball get back to the top. Where do you believe that culture is currently and where it's heading?
It's trending to the top. I still believe that. Me and Coach Grant talked about this a couple of times, and I truly believe this is our breakout year right here. Yes, I would say about last week I was at church, and the pastor said the storm doesn't last forever. And last year, a lot of people seen it as a storm, and it wasn't a storm. It was like me, Fred, Jayden's first time in that position. And now we know how it feels to be in big games. We know how it feels to play in tight games. And this year it'll be a different outcome because we know how it feels. So this is our breakout year, and I'll say it right here. Yes, we're going to be top 5 in the ACC. I say it confidently.
Jayden, Dan Tortora, WakeUpCall, DT.com. You heard your coach say they're ready now, and you just heard your teammate speak about this being a breakout year in his opinion. Why do you believe that those two things are true, that you are ready as a team and that this is a season to break out in a positive way for the Eagles?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think that everything that is good takes time. I think we've had the time to work through the bumps and bruises, and I think that we know what we want from each other. We know what we want to achieve, and this is the breakout year. This is the year that we can just put our head down and grind and get to the top 5 that DJ said.